So you have the angel of death, the serial killer Donald Harvey, who is a serial killer out of Kentucky, Boonesville, Kentucky, Alza County, Porter County in the state. So I'll just read this. Within the walls of Warren Correctional Institution, Lebanon, Ohio, Donald Harvey, inmate number A199449, a self-professed angel of death, is serving out 4 consecutive life sentences from April 1983 to September 1986 while working as an orderly for Drake Memorial Hospital. So Drake Memorial and VA Hospital he killed in. Committed serious murders. It's been nearly 15 years since Harvey's arrest and conviction. Many questions still remain. Why had such a seemingly bright and ambitious man taken upon himself to play God with the lives of so many? Were these truly mercy killings, as he claimed? Not more than an outlet for a twisted man to achieve a sick form of gratification. Donald Harvey was born in Butler County, Ohio, 1952. Shortly after his birth, Harvey's parents relocated to Booneville, Kentucky, a small community nestled away at eastern slopes of the Appalachian Mountains. On August 14, 1987, interview with the Cincinnati Post reporter Nadine Luthen, Harvey's mother, Goldie Harvey, recalled that her son was brought up in a loving family environment. My son has always been a good boy, she said. Martha D. Turner, who was the principal of the elementary school Harvey attended for 8 years, backed up McKinney's comments with her own interview with the Cincinnati Post. Donnie was a very special child to me. He was always clean, well-dressed with his hair trimmed. He was a happy child, very sociable and well-liked by other children. Handsome boy, big brown eyes, dark curly hair, always had a smile for me. There was never any indication of any abnormality. Former classmates of Harvey described him as a loner, teacher's pet, rarely participated in extracurricular activities, opting instead to read books and dream about the future. Following his graduation from Sturgeon Elementary School, Harvey entered Booneville High School in 1968. Earning A's and B's, most classes, little effort, become bored, then dropped out. Then he went to Cincinnati, Ohio, and got a job at a local factory. In 1970, he began to work at a plant. Harvey laid off. Mother called him a few days, asked to travel to Kentucky, visit his ailing grandfather, and that's when he went to Marymount Hospital in London, Kentucky. And that would be where he fucking descends into madness and murder. So then he kills a lot of fucking people in a weird-ass fucking binge. Yeah, I'll mention it quickly, but I want to close everything up this time. So, while in Kentucky, Harvey spent much of his time at Marymount Hospital and soon well known liked by the nuns who worked there. One particular conversation, one of the nuns asked Harvey if he would be interested in working there as an orderly. Since he was currently unemployed, didn't want another factory job, he agreed. Started work the next day. He wasn't a trained nurse or doctor. His duties required him to spend hours alone with patients. Some of his duties: changing bedpans, inserting catheters, passing out medications. Harvey's first few weeks at the hospital were uneventful, but something snapped with him along the way. To this day, criminal psychiatrists are unable to explain what brought out this murderous tendencies. Whether he was unable to cope with the pain suffered around here or simply enjoyed watching his victims die may never be known. According to Harvey's later confessions, he considered himself an angel of death, a mercy killer. But the details he eventually revealed about his first murder negate that self-serving description. During an evening shift, just months after starting at the hospital, Donald Harvey committed his first murder. Just 2 weeks, right? So they say, hey, yeah, you can work. This 18-year-old, yeah, you can work. Years later, in a 1997 interview at Cincinnati Post, he described it, walked in a private room to check on a stroke victim. The patient rubbed feces on his face. He became angry, lost control. Next thing I knew, I'd smothered him with plastic and a pillow. It was like the last straw. I just lost it. I went in to help the man, and he wants to rub that in my face. Following the murder, Harvey cleaned up the patient and hopped into the shower before notifying the nurses. No one ever questioned it, he said. Just 3 weeks after committing his first murder, he killed again when he disconnected an oxygen tank at an elderly woman's bedside. As the weeks went by and no one detected foul play in his first 2 murders, Harvey became more brazen. Without boredom or whatever, he starts poisoning. Eventually he kills, he says, 70 fucking people. 70 fucking people. Here they're commemorating the thing, but they asked him and he said that he had killed 70 people. That's what he estimated, 70 people. I saw one thing that said like 83 people or some shit, but it was all estimates, all this estimates. Ted Bundy, he killed 30 to 36 people. So the white male psychopath from Boonesville, Alza County, Kentucky, is a greater psychopath by the numbers than Ted Bundy. Unabomber. Boston Massacre is only 5 people, right? So, my God. He was transferred several VA hospital, some other hospitals where he got caught in Cincinnati during the 70s and 80s. 70 fucking people, man. Let's do this one. Okay, so I'm going to analyze these 4, all of it kind of together. So Heath High School, and then there's the Standard Gerver shooting, and then Atlanta's Plastic shooting. So the Heath High School shooting occurred at Heath High School at West Paducah, Kentucky, December 1st, 1997. 14-year-old Michael Carneal opened fire on a group of parading students, killing 3 and injuring 5 more. So Michael Carneal killed 3 people in 1997. The shooting on December 1st, 1997, Carneal wrapped a shotgun, a rifle, and a blanket, took them to school. A shotgun and a rifle. How the fuck did he get a shotgun and a fucking rifle? Passed them off as an art project. He carried a loaded Ruger MK2 .22 caliber pistol in his back pocket. Carneal rode to school with his sister and arrived at approximately 7:45 a.m. When he arrived, he inserted earplugs, took out the pistol, fired 8 rounds in fast succession at a youth prayer group. 3 girls died while hospitalized, and 5 others were wounded. A member of the prayer group, Benjamin Strong, testified that Carneal dropped the gun of his own accord when he had finished. Carneal placed his pistol on the ground, surrendered to the school principal, Bill Bond. After dropping the gun, Carneal said to Strong, "Kill me, please. I can't believe I did that." Victims: Nicole Hadley was a 14-year-old freshman. She was kept alive until 10 p.m. Jessica James, 17-year-old student. She died in surgery at Western Baptist Hospital. She attended Laceville Baptist Church. Casey Steger was a 15-year-old sophomore, died at Lourdes Hospital in Paducah 45 minutes after the shooting. She played clarinet in the school band, played on the softball team, was a member of the Agape Club. She was an honor student, worked at Subway, attended 12th Street Baptist Church. Member of Law Enforcement Explorers Post 111, hoped to be a police officer. Her parents reported that Michael Carneal had asked her out on a date a little over a month before the shooting. Michael Carneal is getting bullied, social outcast, asked the girl to, I guess she was nice to him and shit, asked him to go out, said no, so he fucking killed him. Hated him or some shit, I guess, I don't know. That could be a reason, maybe hated religion, they're Baptist, maybe hated Baptist. Possible motives. Mental illness, maybe. Coroner reports Carneal had been bullied by other students, suffered severe paranoia. His paranoia was manifested in such habits as covering up vents and windows while in bathrooms. He believes he is being watched. Following the shooting, Carneal was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. He was hospitalized several times before the start of his incarceration due to psychosis, taking medications for this condition. Weeks before the incident, Carneal stole a .38 caliber handgun from his parents' room and attempted to sell it. A student took the gun, threatened to tell police if Carneal did not give it to him. Additionally, Carneal told students that something big is going to happen on Monday, but no one took him serious. In the weeks before the shooting, Carneal stole several firearms from both his own home and a friend's home. So he collects the loot. On the afternoon of Thanksgiving Day, Carneal went to a friend's home and broke into the garage, taking 4 .22 rifles, a 30-30 rifle, 22 12-gauge ammunition, and earplugs. He also stole a Ruger .22 pistol and several .22 magazines. Presumably sometime after Thanksgiving Day, Carneal stole 2 shotguns from his father's closet, hid him under his bed. In his locker, he had a copy of Stephen King's novel Rage, and they took it down after this, so he's influenced by Stephen King's Rage. In early 1999, parents of 3 victims represented by Jack Thompson filed a $33 million lawsuit against 2 internet pornography sites, several computer game companies and makers and distributors of the 1994 film Natural Born Killers and the 1995 film Basketball Diaries. They claimed that media violence inspired Carneal and therefore should be held responsible. Case was dismissed in 2001. It was simply too far a leap from shooting characters on a video screen to in a classroom. And Bo Thompson and 79th U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft claimed Carneal's proficient marksmanship was due to practice in violent video games. So that could be possible. He's learning how to shoot with with video games. So Atlanta's plastic shooting incident and mass murder took place at Atlanta's Plastics Factory in Henderson, Kentucky, United States on June 25, 2008. 5 years ago. The gunman, 25-year-old Wesley Neil Higdon, shot and killed 5 people and critically injured a 6th person before taking his own life. Events prior to the shooting, Henderson police said that the shooter, who had a reputation for being difficult, had argued with supervisor Kevin Taylor and was being escorted out of the factory by the supervisor. The shooter apparently retrieved a handgun, shot the supervisor, went back in the factory, shot 5 co-workers before turning the gun on himself. Subsequent reports indicate Taylor had reprimanded Higdon twice before the shooting, once for talking on the cell phone too much and for not wearing safety glasses. Then later for an altercation with co-worker Joshua Hinojosa at a convenience store across the street from the factory. Atlanta's plastic shooting. This is in Henderson, 2000, Henderson, Kentucky, which is what county? I'll tell you, in Henderson County. It's kind of actually near Paducah. So a couple things are near Paducah. You got Paducah is fucking producing a lot of weird shit, man. Fucking Paducah produced Wesley Neil Higdon. Let's see. So Wesley Higdon and right, Wesley Neil Higdon. And you also had Paducah produced Michael Carneal, and Paducah also created Rod Farrell. So Michael Carneal and Rod Farrell were either close. Murray, Kentucky's close to Paducah, or actually Paducah himself. So what's up with Western Kentucky? You know, what the fuck is going on? This seems clear. He just hates his boss for being a dick to him, so the supervisor, Kevin Taylor, says you need to get the fuck out, being shitty to him. Co-workers are laughing at him. All right, motherfucker, we'll see what, you're gonna be the dick to me? We'll fucking see. You're gonna laugh at me? You're gonna humiliate me? He goes out to the car, grabs his gun, pop, 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 pop. Oppression. He killed people that was oppressing. You know, the one person oppressing him, and then the humiliation, I guess, went out for other people. So that could have been possible with Carneal, too. Asked the girl to go out with him. She says no. They all laugh at him. Oh, you're going to laugh at me? I'll show you. Right? Same thing with, it was retaliation, humiliation. The same person was humiliated, too. Donald Harvey in his first kill. He had shit rubbed all over his face. Killed the motherfucker right then and there. Fuck you, motherfucker. I'm going to help you, and you're going to rub shit on my face? And I can understand the disrespect. I can understand feeling some sort of anguish about that, but to murder somebody over it? The Standard Grover shooting occurred on September 14th, 1989 in Louisville, Kentucky, when 47-year-old Joseph T. West Becker, a pressman on disability for mental illness, entered Standard Grover, his former workplace, and killed 8 people and injured 12 before committing suicide after a history of suicidal ideation. So, September 1989, this is 2008, so nearly 20 years, but same fucking bullshit. Disgruntled worker, employee, goes after the motherfucker that was fucking yelling at him and telling him what to fucking do. He says that he was a pressman on disability. So, his former workplace. Well, I don't know if this is oppression. I'm speculating it's oppression. Let's read about the incidents. Okay, September 14th, 1989. I'm 7 years old. Wes Becker, who is nicknamed Rocky by his colleagues, parked his car in front of the main entrance of Standard Grover and entered the plant at 8:30 a.m. carrying Polytech AK-47S, a Chinese-made semi-automatic AK-47 derivative, a Sig Sauer P22 6 9mm pistol, and a duffel bag containing 2 MAC-11, a snub-nose 38 caliber Smith & Wesson Model 12 airweight revolver, a bayonet. Why a bayonet? So you can fucking stab somebody after you shoot the one round. And hundreds of rounds of ammunition. He took the elevator to the executive reception area on the 3rd floor, and as soon as the doors opened, began firing at receptionists. Sharon Needy, killing her, and Angela Bowman, leaving her paralyzed by a shot in the back. Serving for Michael Shea, president of Standard Grover, and other supervisors and bosses of the plant. Wes Becker calmly walked through the hallways, deliberately shooting at people. He killed James Husband, injured Forrest Conrad, Paul Warman, and John Stein, a maintenance supervisor, who was shot in the head and abdomen. Wes Becker then headed down the stairs to the press room where he killed Paul Solly and wounded Stanley Hatfield and David Sodden-Faden, two electricians from Marine Electric who were working on a broken machine. Leaving the duffel bag under a stairwell, Wes Becker walked down to the basement where he encountered pressman John Tingle, who, alerted by the loud noises, went to see what was going on. Tingle greeted his colleague, asking him what was happening. Wes Becker replied, "Hi, John. I told them I'd be back. Get away from me." After Tingle had gone out of the way of Wes Becker, continued his path through the basement, shooting Richard Barger in the back, killing him. According to witnesses, Wes Becker approached Barger's body and apologized. Apparently, he killed him accidentally, as he did not see who he was shooting at.